Alright guys, so today I'm going to be teaching you how to make chainmail. It's not that difficult to do, but I haven't seen many tutorials on YouTube, and I just wanted to show you guys how easy of a thing it is to do. So we're going to start, first of all, we're going to be making this 4-in-1 little ring here, right? So we're going to be having it so that there's 4 rings inside of 1 ring, and they're all fully closed. So that is the main shape that you're going to be making. You're going to be making a lot of those. And so it starts out, I'm going to start by listing the materials that you'll need. You'll obviously need the chainmail rings, which you can make on your own, or you can just buy them. I just bought them. And then you're going to need 2 pliers. You'll need 2. You can't use 1. You can't use your fingers for this. The rings are too hard to bend for your fingers. I've got this camera in a position so that you can see what I see. So you'll be able to just look at what I'm doing and figure out why I'm doing the stuff that I am doing. So if you look, first of all, we have these rings by themselves here, and they're slightly open, right? Ever so slightly open. So what we're going to need to do the first step of making this ring is we're going to need to have 4 that are fully closed. So if you look, I have 2 here that are fully closed in comparison to this 1 that is slightly open, and you can see the difference there. If I maybe bring them back a little bit here, there we go. You can see the difference that these ones just look like a solid circle because they're fully closed, right? So we're gonna take this and we're gonna need 4 of these fully closed. So I'm gonna fully close this one, and so then put it next to that, and it looks about the same. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it needs to be close. And then fully close this one. So then we got 4, and then I've got this one that is, so then we got 4 that are fully closed, and then I've got 1 here that I've opened even more, which you can do by just rotating the rings the opposite direction. So you take one of these, and I usually hold one upside down and one right side up, and then just grab it with both and rotate it open, right? So now I've got another one like that. And as you can see, there now we have these 4 that are fully closed, 1 that's open, and we're just gonna, really simple, we're just gonna take these and we're gonna put them inside of this. So we just take all 4 and put them inside of this ring. And then we have to close it up like we've done with the other ones in the past. So just fully close up this one. And then that's the 4-in-1. So if you drop it, then it'll just kind of go into shape. All you really need to do is drop it, and then we have 2 there. And so right now I'm going to show you how you would connect a couple in a line. So that's the start to making something like that's the start to making something like this over here, which is very big, right? That is the start to a vest that I'm making, or a shirt, I guess. So it's pretty simple, because all you really need to do is find the direction that they're going and replicate it, because this piece that we're going to add in, this is one of the ones that I fully opened here. This piece that I'm going to add in is also just the same as the middle piece, the one that we attached to the 4 ones that were closed. So what's going to happen is we're just going to take this and we're going to run it through the middle there, and if you look, it's both going down in that direction, and then it's going to come back, and then I usually pull it up through here, but in reality it's on this back side it's facing down, and on this side it's facing up. And then we just need to pick that up and close the ring. So grab it on the one side, grab it on the back side, and then close the ring. And so then you have this link of chainmail. And so that's the start to your chainmail. That's the start to a chainmail, right? Because you're going to need to get a line to start. And then after that, you're going to add more to the bottom. So I'm going to show you what it looks like to add more to the bottom here. Okay, so off camera, I made 2 more of these 4-in-1 links here, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to attach them to these 2 in this line here. So if you look, first of all, what we're going to need is we're going to need about 3 more links per 4-in-1 that we're adding. So I have 6 more of these 4-in-1 of these links here to add to these 4-in-1s. And for this first one, we only need 1. But for all of the rest that are coming after, we're going to need more. So for all of them except for this first one, we'll need 1. So with these ones, what you're going to do is you're going to take it, just going to pick it up, and you're going to open it up like we're doing before. So you're going to open it up, just place it down, and I would suggest just making piles and opening up these links before you get started. So I got 4 here, so that's all I need for this. I won't need all 6 of these. And if you look, what I'm going to do, if I can get this camera to work, there we go. Move this all back a little bit so you can see it better. If you look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and I'm just going to put them in as if it were another one of these middle pieces, just in between, using the 2 bottom ones from the top 4-in-1, so these 2 pieces here, and the 2 top pieces, so these pieces from the bottom 4-in-1. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to link it all through, going in the same direction. So what I'm going to do is, for this bottom right one, I'm going to go up from the bottom. For the bottom left, I'm going to go down into it. For the top left, I'm going to go down into it. Wait, is it upside down? It is upside down. One more thing that I need to mention before I do this is that all of your links need to be facing the same way. So I just had it upside down here, and if you look, this piece right here is facing up, right? Whereas this piece here is facing down, which we don't want. So I'm just gonna flip this all over so that they're all facing down. And now I can redo that. So in the bottom right, we go up into the chainmail. In the bottom left, we go down into that link. In the top left, we're going to go down, and in the top right, we're going to go up. And I know that was all kind of muddled. It's hard to see, but now we've just got this big glob of chainmail. Right, and so what we need to do is we're just going to grab this piece that we have that's still open and grab onto it tightly so that nothing drops. Grab the other side tightly so that nothing drops and close it fully. And then once we drop it all again, we'll kind of need to rearrange everything because it's going to be a little bit messy now. But after some rearranging, you'll see that it's all going to be in the right shape, right? So now we have this little L of chainmail. And I know it was kind of hard to see, but I'm going to show you one more time with this. Where it's going to be going up through the bottom right, so up into the chainmail, and then down into the bottom left, and then down into the top left, and then up through the top right. So I'm going to show you that one more time. Try to keep it in frame, it's hard. Yeah, so then down through the top left, and up through the bottom right. I'm trying to see if I grabbed that. And then you can check afterwards to see if you have 4. I have 5 in my thing, so I did something wrong. So I'm going to redo that. So let's resituate this section here, and then redo what we just did there. So the chainmail is a lot of trying and failure at the start. So we're gonna go up through this, then down into this, then down into this one, and then up through the bottom. And so now we have all 4 in a link, and we can grab them and close them. Right? And so now it's not an L anymore. Now we're gonna have to kind of resituate it. Sometimes they kind of get like inside out, in which case you're gonna have to twist them around. It's hard to see through my hands, I know. And so then you have this, which what you're gonna do with this is the next step that you're going to need to do is you're going to take it and you're going to have to link these 2 together. It's kind of obvious, but that's why we need these 3 instead of this 1, because we need to link all of these pieces together. And so what you're going to do is you're going to need to do it twice, because you're linking this one, this piece here, and this back piece here together, and then the same for these 2 pieces here. And then for this piece here, and this piece here, you're linking it together, and this piece here, and this piece here, you're linking it together. So you need to do that with 2 separate things. So for now, just to try to show you a little bit more, I'll move these 2 front pieces to the side. So if you look, we can see that there's going to be another 4-in-1 in the middle right there. And so what you need to do with these, it's the same thing, but I find it easier to just go down through the left ones and then come up through the right ones. So I'll try to make it so that you can see. But I'm going to go down and down. And if you look, you can see that the chainmail is just sitting there attached to those 2 pieces there. And then it's going to come up through... needs to come up through this piece right here, which I'm trying to grab. Trying to make it a little bit more visible to the camera. It needs to come up through that piece and then up through this piece, and then now you can pick that all up, and again it's this big glob of chainmail, and so you're going to need to grab it and make sure that you don't drop it as you connect these links. And you're just going to fully close it, then you can drop it again. And if you drop it there, you can see that now there's this one piece in the middle that is keeping it nicely together, right? And so just make sure that you've got it all the same way. If you mess it up, it's really easy. All you need to do is open it up and retry. Usually when you're first learning, it's going to take a few tries to get it right. But in general, you're just gonna go, if you look at the chainmail piece above or to the left of it in the middle of the 4-in-1s, you can look at that and look at the direction that it's going and how it goes either up or down through the chainmail pieces, because there's like these rows here that go up and then down and up and down, right? And you can figure out if you need to reevaluate what you did wrong or how to fix what you did. And now we're just going to do the same exact thing with this piece right here going into this spot. So it's going to go in through these left pieces. and then it's gonna come up through the right pieces. And then we've got this here, this big glob of chainmail again, in which we're gonna have to grab it. Trying to focus, maybe that'll help. Not really. With both pieces of with both pliers, and then make sure that our link is good. And so now I've got this big glob of chainmail again, and after doing a little bit of adjusting, just got to flip over a couple of the ones on the edge. We can see that we've now got a square of chainmail, right? So then the next step is hours and hours of doing the same exact thing until you get something that looks vaguely resemblant of this, which is just a very large square of chainmail right now. And I'm going to show you why we have this very large square of chainmail to make a shirt. This is just the front of the shirt, but I'll show you how it can turn into the whole thing. All you need is squares, really, because the chainmail fits to the body. Alright, so now I'm going to just show you kind of what we're going to do with this and why we can keep it as a square instead of trying to fit it to your body. It's actually not that complicated. So if you look at it this way, there's big openings and holes, and it kind of keeps its shape when you do stuff like this. So if I have it like this, it's kind of all going like that. But then if you pick it up this way, then all of a sudden it's flopping, right? So what you need to do is you're just going to be making it so that the chainmail links, they run sideways, and then if you look, you can put it up to your body and it'll kind of fit to your body more, as compared to putting it up sideways. It's going to be very squarish. So you can make these large square links, and so far this is just going to be the chest part, and it'll all work out. And if you're wondering how to make a vest, it's actually not that complicated, or a shirt. What you're going to do is you're going to make these square links, and then it's going to go around your body. And then after you make it around your body, it's going to be like a big tube. All you have to do is link it over your shoulders by only making the links in certain parts of the chainmail. And so then once you put it on, it'll stay on, and you can work on dragging out stuff like the sleeves and changing small things to get it to fit to your liking. Alright, so this is the last part of the video. I just wanted to first of all, congratulations, now you know how to make chainmail. You start with these little 4-on-1 pieces, the 4-in-1 rings, and then you go from that to these little squares, and then you can go from that to these large squares, and it's all made from these big pile of links. I wanted to explain what I do, like the steps that I take to make this. Usually it takes me about 40 minutes to make one line of this, because I believe this is 17 4-in-1s long this way, and it usually takes me about 20 minutes to make all of the closed and open rings individually, and put them all together to make 4-on-1s, or the 4-in-1s. And then it usually takes me about another 20 minutes to add them on to the actual piece with a little bit of distractions. So yeah, usually I'll just make the piles. It usually takes me about 70 pieces per pile, so about 70 closed rings and then 70 open rings. And then that's usually how many it takes to make about 17 4-in-1s, which is how long I need for it to go from under my armpits down to my waist to make the bottom part of the shirt that I'm making. And yeah, that's about all that I have to say. So if you have any questions, please ask them in the comments. I will answer them. And if you like the video, you can like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.